the new age of business that we're entering will be the best one so far. And this sounds like something very crazy because everybody says that like drop shipping was the best business model, things like that. But what I mean by that is right now our people are just now finding out that they can make money through their interests. And 9 out of 10 people are still not aware of that. And I'm gonna give you a quick example of mine, right? I was in the gym 2 days ago, and a man walked up onto me and he was like, yo, what is TikTok? Why you're posting on there? I'm like, I'm just sharing my interest on there. I post my workouts, things that I do, etc. And he was like, are people actually making money through that? And I was like, yeah, not me, but that shit is serious, bro. There are people making millions of dollars a month through posting on social media, right? And that's what, in my opinion, that's why it's very funny, right? Because a lot of people aren't aware of social media, things like that it actually is. People still view it as only ways of just like you posting a photo of yourself and people can see it. Like that's really what people think about social media. And a lot of people won't actually change their perspective on social media, but that's just because they will never get to the creator side. So they will always just, and it sounds fucked up, but they will always just use social media to survive. And in a sense of survive, I mean, they're using social media just to receive their needs. And every, like, money is a need, right? But they're using it like to receive validation, appreciation, the need to be seen, things like that, right? So those people will just use and will continue to use social media for those purposes. And I used to be one of those people, right? And now what I've noticed is once you start creating, you actually start to change your entire view about social media. And I noticed that with myself with TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Once you're creating and you're self-improving and you're actually sharing your lessons with people, your interests with people, then everything will change, because now you're on TikTok and now you're looking like, okay, how does he do it? How does she do it? And same with all those other platforms that I post on. Now, if I see something good and it catches my attention, I'm like, okay, why did it catch my attention? And that's very important, but a lot of people aren't actually aware of the creative side of social media. And that is really the age that the business age that we're now entering. And I'm not even going to say entering in, we're already there, but it will just continue to level up and see new levels and new perspectives, which will only further up the game. It's basically like the internet, right? Because when the internet came online, you only had like certain type of easy businesses. 5 years later, more complicated businesses, more techniques, more ways. And that's the same with social media. It's, of course, it's a form of internet, but within that space, there will come more and more opportunities the farther we go along the journey of social media businesses, branding, things like that. And that's really funny because this age is really like you become your brand. And I've always thought like, no, I need to have some crazy name. I need to have some catchy name like Nike. But that will just beat the whole purpose, because now you are going back to the old way of business, which was not yourself. It was a brand that you built that actually doesn't really stand for yourself. It's just a a label that sells products, basically. And what I mean by, with the age we're getting in right now, you actually are your brand, your company, however you want to call it. And right now there will be probably someone that's already doing that you know of. Probably will be more people, but people like influencers. I never understood influence. I was like, how the fuck do they make money? Like, they just talk about animals, things like that. But now I actually understand. They're basically just showing you their life and educating people on the things that they love. And that's why this will also be probably one of the safest business models, because you will actually never fail with this business model, with your own business, with you being the business, basically. Why? Because it's you. You actually did those things, right? For example, let's say I've been a zookeeper for 4 years, and I've always been working with the gorillas. Now I can start educating people about gorillas and be like, yo, yeah, I've worked 4 years with gorillas. If you want to learn more about gorillas, we can do a coaching, things like that, right? And nobody can take away that experience from me, because it's just me. I've did that. And that's why, and this also adds to why a lot of people are losing trust in the educational system, because it's no longer that important anymore. Because you can be the business right now. It's not about the paper you have. It's just merely about your experience. If you can show somebody, like, yo, I can do this and that, they will pay you. They don't care about, yo, but where did you go to school? Nah, they wouldn't ask you that. You are the proof. You are the proof. If you show them and walk the talk, then you are the business. And in my opinion, it's really interesting, because it also allows you to learn multiple skills that which will only make you more valuable. And what I mean by that is, for instance, me, I was always learning web design, and now I'm finding out ways to implement that web design to create my own business with being myself. Just so now I got like whole projects. Now I'm working on projects that will basically consist out of a website that I host and I post onto it. And that's just basically it. And it will also open up more skills. Why? Because you will run into problems. So now I need to learn about web design, web development to solve my problem, which is getting the website online. But let's say I want to start a newsletter. Now I need to be working up on that. And yes, you can outsource those things, right? You can pay for a software, but I just really want to, I'm interested in like learning things, building things. So I'm going to do that myself. And is that harder? Yes. Would I recommend it to you? No. But that's just me. But if you want to start your business, and then you should definitely let somebody make your website, pay a software for your newsletter, things like that. But I just want to build those things, and that will also allow me to further build my skill stack, because now I'm gonna learn how to create a newsletter, how to market a newsletter, right? And as soon as people hear marketing, they're like, money, this shit is bad. No, marketing is just conveying your message into a way which is interesting for me. Because yes, I can talk in a way like yeah, this is just what I do, but it won't be interesting because it's only really made for me. I just wrote it down how I would write it, how I would read it to myself. But people aren't really interested in that, and that's something a little bit humbling to realize, but it's actually good. People like it simplified, and that's basically where marketing comes into play. People want it simplified, easier. They want to make it feel good. If you're using certain words all of the time in a writing, things like that, they won't be reading that. And the same is with YouTube, which that's the thing that I'm finding out right now, is just merely you using one word all the time will fuck up your message. And your message could be very good, but the marketing side is very down. And that's where a lot of problems come into play, because people are only focused on their message but not conveying it onto others. And that's why also a lot of people will get burnouts, things like that, because your message is probably never wrong when you're and especially with when you yourself are the business, right? Nowadays they call it the one person business model. You yourself is the business. But so in that case, your message can actually never be wrong, because you're just talking your walk. And I mean that through a way, like the example that I've gave. Let's say I was a zookeeper for 4 years. Nobody can take that away from me. So I always have that message to share because I've done it for 4 years. So my message could never be wrong. Only thing that could be wrong is me conveying it onto others. Because my message would always be true. Those 4 years are facts. I've been a zookeeper for 4 years. This is just some silly example, but that's just who I was, right? And who I am. So that's actually very good, right? And it also should be very interesting, because now you realize, like, so basically only my marketing side is wrong. And that's basically the problem. Only the marketing side is wrong. And you can work up on that. And that's what I mean with now come all those skills to play. Because yes, you need to learn marketing when you're creating your business, which is yourself, right? When you share about your interests, make it compelling, things like that. So you need to learn those things, and that will only further build your skill stack, a skill stack that you can potentially make money, because the more skills you possess, the more valuable you are. Now, if somebody be like, yo, I'm really into running into a problem that I'm having with sharing my message, and you be like, damn, I was there 2 months ago, let me help you real quick. And that will just be another way to possibly monetize. And that's why you will just go along that loop of improving yourself, which only makes you more valuable, which allows you to help more problems, which allows you to help people with their problems more and more, which will only provide you with more ways of monetization. And I even notice it with myself right now, and I've also wrote a Twitter thread on that, right? If you want to check that out, link is in the bio. But right now I'm noticing with myself, whenever I talk about monetization, is a voice like, that's bad. And that's really another thing that I really think what will be and still is the cause why people don't actually start their businesses and underprice themselves in life and in their business. Because what I mean in a way in life is there are a lot of people walking around with the feeling like, Now, if I make a certain amount, I just will be bad. But that's not it. That's not it. Money has money is really neutral. It's really that. Money is just material, and it's needed to ensure survival within our society. So you can't escape money. You can't escape money. So if you can't escape it and you need to use it, why not have a shit ton of it? And this sounds very wrong, even for myself, because I'm noticing that I'm judging it like, hey, that's wrong, bro. You shouldn't be thinking about money like that. And the thing is, that shouldn't be your core focus, because if I would be in it just to make a shit ton of money and just be like, yo, I'm just gonna do this so I can have that, I will probably fail. And that will just go back to another video of mine when I've said, like, when you're money focused and there is a lack of and you lack of interest, and you lack the feeling of interest and passion, then you will fail. And that will also be true with your one person business. And that's why I feel like a lot of people will fail, because if I would be money focused, I would have stopped already. Why? Because what I'm doing right now, I'm not making any money out of it, but I actually like this. I actually like getting in front of the camera and just basically talking to myself about things that I wish I've learned when I was in like an earlier situation. And that's the same with when I post on Twitter, TikTok. It's just basically me sharing my lessons for somebody who is where I used to be. And that's just basically the whole one person business model, right? But that is a problem that you will run into within your own mind, your beliefs about money, thinking that it's bad and thinking that there is something wrong with it, when there is actually nothing wrong about money. Even having a lot of money is not wrong. Yes, when you receive money through things which are not right, then it's a problem, because now you're just basically a scammer. But if you have a lot of money from actually sharing lessons, and people can actually implement those lessons and improve their life, bro, why wouldn't you deserve the money? And that's what I mean with making a shit ton of money through delivering a shit ton of value, bro. If you deliver a shit ton of value, why shouldn't you receive a shit ton of money for it? Because money is just that, it's value, just in a different way than knowledge. But knowledge is still value to your life, just as money is value to your life. Just physical value in that sense, financial value, however you want to call it. So that's just that. And that's one of the problems that you will run into when you will try to start your business. But what you need to remember is the importance of money. Like I've already said, like, name a thing where you don't need to use money. Those things are only like spending time with your family and doing, like, staying in your room. Like, that's basically it. Like, yeah, of course you can walk in nature, but even to enjoy nature, you need money, because I'm living in the Netherlands, and to be honest, bro, it's not a lot of nature out here. Yes, there is nature, but not really the nature. Let's just keep it 100, bro. It's boring. Boring trees, they all look the same, things like that. I want to go to Africa. I want to enjoy nature, but even to enjoy nature, I need money. So that just shows, even to just do the things that you really love, which that have nothing to do with money, you need money for. So I would actually say, like, where it comes down to is, in our society, you need money to do the things that you love and be the person you want to be. So, but we're to not get off topic, right? That is a problem that you will run into when you start your one person business. But through that, you also learn. And what I mean by that is, the problems you run into when you start your business and start sharing your interests with the world, because you already started your business as soon as you opened up TikTok and started talking about your interests, you already started the business. Yes, it's not the same business model as Nike or Adidas or whatever you want to call it, which brand it is, but it's your brand. It's you. You are the brand. You're just talking about your interests, and whatever problem you run into will also just and this is also important. The problems that you actually solve will only make you more valuable for the people that follow you. So now I'm actually coming to find out the importance of money, and I can share it with people so that they don't feel guilty about making money, and people that make money, so that they don't be like, damn, he's just trying to make money. And that's just the whole loop of the one person business. Is you starting to share your interests, solve problems that come along the way, which will make you more valuable. Now you got more things to share, and now you just will go into the loop of self-improvement, one person business, however you want to call it. And that's just basically it. It's just that. It's just the one. It's just you sharing your interests with the world, sharing your problems that you've solved. So that will be, and already is, the model of business. Right now, I wouldn't recommend anybody to start out with like a real estate business, because you need a lot of money to do that. Now you will just do things that you can prevent with the one person business, because you will need to raise money to start those things. You might need to go to the government and be like, yo, give me some money. Now you gotta hold that, and you don't want that. You can prevent that through something you love, which is the one person business, which is just you talking about your interests and the problems you've solved. And it will open up a lot of things. It will open up a lot of things. And now I'm just gonna repeat myself, but that's just where it starts with. That's just where it starts with. Because you will share those things. And through sharing, you also learn more about yourself. Because like I've already said, now you need to market your message. How do I make it compelling for the next person? How do I make it more valuable for the next person? Which will only make you more valuable because you learn how to be valuable. So now you got the skill of making your message valuable. which will only add to your skill stack. But now I'm just repeating myself. But just know the one person business is the next big thing. And what I would recommend for you is just start talking about your interests and your lessons. Bro, that's just what I'm doing. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm the perfect example of that. So in that way, I'm still perfect. No, but you don't have to be perfect. Like, just look at my YouTube video. I'm talking about a lot of things. A lot of things are getting off topic. That's just the start of the journey. So whoever will watch this, it probably won't be a lot of people, but just know that you should start. Just look at me. I'm the example of what can go wrong. The only thing that can go wrong is that not a lot of people will watch your videos, that you get off topic, that you're using too much filler words, that you're not looking into the camera enough. So in that way, yeah, just start. Like, we're not gonna start another rant, just start. Know that the one person business model is the next thing. It already is. And you can start right now because there's already something that you've solved. There are people educating people about how to put on clothes, right? This is just a crazy example, but bro, I've seen some crazy things. Just the other day I was on Twitter and somebody said, I've seen somebody selling a course on how to breed ants. That shit is crazy, bro. So whatever, bro, there are people that share the same interest with you. And if you share your interest in a unique way, you can actually make people like your interest that didn't even knew that they like that interest. So yeah, just start. Get in front of the camera, get online. Easiest way to start is like a very easy platform. I would recommend Twitter. Twitter is like, it's easy. Why? Because making videos requires some form of consistency, some form of discipline, in a way that there will be days, and I've noticed that especially a lot of early in my journey, because I've tried YouTube before, but my mental health wasn't really right at the moment. So when I got those off days, I would just stop posting. But Twitter is real easy. It's just you writing down some words like, yeah, I just ate this. I've noticed that when you do this with your breakfast, you are more energized. That's it. Like, it doesn't have to be difficult and crazy, and what you will notice is once you start easy, difficult will become easy. And that's just all comes down to like it just starts with that, bro. You sharing your lessons, you will get down into that hole of more improvement, more lessons that you learn, more skills that you add up to your skill set. And it's just start, man. Get in front of the camera, get in front of people, bro. If it digitally, get in front of people, bro. It doesn't matter, bro. So with that being said, just start easy, start small. There are people that actually want to hear what you want to share. In the beginning, that probably won't be much, but there is somebody that already thinks like, yo, this dude is valuable. So start right now, man. You know what it is. I'm out. Bah!